All right, I used to think you were like misunderstood, but deep down a good guy.
Thank you.
You know, well, let me finish.
I
all right,
appreciate that.
I appreciate that you appreciate it, but I'm
Yeah.
not done talking.
I really needed to hear that positive stuff right now.
Well, I just want you to know that I'm not trying to comfort you, and I might actually insult you by the time I'm done talking.
This talent show just didn't go well.
I don't think you are not good. Okay?
That's fine, okay.
Furthermore,
Oh.
you're not smart.
No.
You're not getting better.
Nope.
You don't have a mind that's capable of improving itself.
It's been 6 years and you're getting worse, okay? I think the world would just be an infinitely better place if you weren't in it.
Okay, number one.
No, you shouldn't be allowed to breathe.
Please let me finish.
Please finish your life.
You're upsetting me, dude.
Quit.
Ow.
Not even quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're behind. None of these ideas were good. I would feel bad telling you to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Just stop acting, stop painting, stop baking. It's a waste of time, money, and I think effort, though it seems like you don't try very hard at anything.
I am not gonna watch a response video that someone makes on me ever again. I don't care if you think that means that I can't take criticism, because I can and I always will.
We gave her avatars that were detached from the backgrounds. The proof of this is right here in this High Guardian Spice video, in which the avatar is hovering above the bottom of the video for no apparent reason.
But I think I know where John's getting at with this criticism. This is Vivian from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Why am I showing you an image of her in this serious video? It's because the logic that she follows is what John wanted me to do with his OC. She is a shadow siren, a creature that can't leave the ground. So, do you know what the game does when Mario goes high or a higher level of flooring in the game? They have her have a long tail. But John's editor Sarah made a mistake here as well. In Rick Dependent Spray, John floats as well. It gives the illusion that John has no legs. If that's true, oh boy, I feel bad for John. All I'm saying is that I was your fastest editor ever! Huh, maybe that's why I stated that I was your best editor ever. Yes, John did dead name me or incorrectly say my name by saying Stargiant. Please call me Rebecca. Stargiant is a company name. It's like saying the president of Nickelodeon is literally named Nickelodeon.
I had been diminishing her role as an editor beforehand. In the entire year of 2021, she only edited 3 videos.
So you were secretly hating me prior. Great. For the record, I actually wanted to quit during Nicorama. John was the one that told me to keep working for him. We're almost done with the marathon. We might as well finish it. I'm gonna admit something to you all right now. I succumbed to peer pressure.
What will happen is that someone will comment about one discussion, let's say a random current event, then hours later, when we are all talking about actual business, like maybe a creative work or a review project, Rebecca will interrupt the conversation to start replying to what happened hours ago.
Here's the thing. John broke his own rules by talking about important events / growing around business stuff in general. Honestly, the only thing that John did nicely for me with his response video was not monetizing it. So even though it has over 200,000 views, John didn't make a penny off it. Thank you for that. The only reason why I monetized my response was to help pay off the money for Hope. Oh yeah, that reminds me. After John's video went up on me, I decided to pay Hope over $100 for damages. Glad to see that no one ever brought this up. I hate it when people try to make their opponent look as shitty as possible.
She calls anyone that she does not like an abuser.
See, in life, we have this thing called don't put words into my mouth. Also, John using LGBT slurs is unprofessional. Even if it's meant to degrade J.K. Rowling, the Q word is a slur. This is not my opinion, it's a fact. The Q word is a slur. If you use it, I will block you. End of discussion.
She had this constant, almost obsession with pedophiles.
30-year-old Wreck-It Ralph was spotted the other day being super clingy and obsessive towards a child.
John, you and I have never been in the same room together. Hell, we never have been in the same state together. Here's this quote from me. If you were me, then you would understand me. But if you aren't me, then you won't fully understand me. I see you're just copying just off verbatim.
And it's clear that she doesn't know what a PNG is, as she would often put in images that I did not ask for that also had pixelated edges.
This image of Mr. Krabs used has random white pixels hanging off it. This is probably because they found an image on Google and used it to find it was a green screen image, which can be annoying, so they used chroma key to make it blend in, but they did a poor job balancing said green screen out. Either that, or they just got a poor JPEG image.
She copies everything else from my videos. I don't know why she wouldn't also pick how I funded them.
Humans have not made anything original whole cloth since the fall of the Roman Empire. Everything that I say, that you say, that we all say, comes from someone else, as in at least a piece of it. I was inspired by you, John, not copying you. So you watched my video in a Discord call just to specifically shit talk and make fun of me as a joke. Okay, is this commentary a joke? I just don't find this funny.
You bought my book as a joke. Alright, so is the review a joke too? It's not a very funny one. I don't know what the punchline is.
I have a lot of different hobbies outside of animation. I play video games. I take walks. I take care of animals. I read books. I write. I play with toys. I watch trains. I go to parties. Outside of the internet, I have a life.
I'm not obsessed with cartoons. I do other things. I play games. I watch live action shows. I read books. I go on walks. Cartoons are my job, not my life.
I won't be dying alone. I may have a dying YouTube channel, but my friendships are growing. I keep getting new friends, and they become stronger than ever.
To address this message specifically, I'm not going to die alone. I'm surrounded by people who actually like and respect me, and who give me space, and who do not harass me, and who keep my own perspective in mind.
People have thought of one Enter's channel to be terminated, but honestly, I think the position that he's in right now is perfect, and it's the perfect punishment for the rest of his life.
Some people would demand that Nick have nothing to do with Butch from this point onward, but quite honestly, I think it's more poetic if he works on Fairly Odd Parents for the rest of his life.
I'm not special! I never was! I don't get why all this shit happened to me.
I'm not special! For the love of God, I'm just someone who makes videos on the internet. That is it! I don't understand why any of this has happened.
I made a lot of mistakes in my life. I understand. What did I do wrong? I told a single person to make an animatic in a week. A person I apologized to and that accepted my apology. I called some people that I thought were my friends jerks, even though I took that video down. Apologized and they accepted my apology. I trusted people that may have been creeps, even though I have no association with them now.
Did I do anything? I called a guy an idiot. A guy who's moved up in the industry, and I probably don't occupy any space in his mind anymore. I try to make a cartoon show. Some people get it, some people don't. You know, like a lot of shows, like Adult Swim's entire repertoire.
If John can talk about his own stuff being bad, then I can talk about John's stuff being bad. And yes, he can say my own stuff is bad, while I too can say my own stuff is bad. But like, what of my videos has he seen? Until he watches every single video of mine, I don't want to hear what he has to say about my channel. Fuck it, you know what? We're gonna go through the videos that I edited and point out the good editing. John pointed out the bad, time for me to point out the good. It's like the Three Little Pigs story with the wolf from the wolf's perspective. And I'm the wolf!
Any last words before I eat you?
Basically, it's when they use a straw man for their own arguments. But when they do this, they usually use their own voice. And the reason why I don't like this is because you're arguing with yourself, making you either a narcissist or come across as a no argument. The solution is simple. Have someone else do the voice. When someone blocks you on Discord, there has never been a notification on the when. You can only find out when you try to DM them. You know, it's funny. I can shit talk John about anything, and the internet will agree with me. If I say that John's reviews suck, everyone will agree with me. If I said Nicarama sucks, everyone will agree with me. If I say his COVID statements suck, everyone will agree with me. If I say his politics suck, everyone will agree with me. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with John's friends, even though that there were problems with them all along. Let me guess, if I were saying that I was going to commit suicide, you would laugh at me. No, be mad/ignorant at me and saying that I was lying or making a joke. But Hope was crying in the Regarding Stargiant Productions video! You do know that people fake cry all the time in courts to have audiences sympathize with their side to get what they want in the very end. With this statement, you probably already assumed that you think that I was implying that Hope was fake crying. But if you look through my actual words, I didn't state that once. Your brains just imply that I did when that never happened. Also, after this discussion in September 2020, Hope never had any suicidal thoughts. Why does my response on John not even have 5% of the views that John has? In a fair world, they should have equal views. Considering that I like Louis Orchard now and think that our videos are getting better, that should be a positive, John. I am not toxic or abusive. I have never been toxic or abusive, and I never will be toxic or abusive. I am not a bad boss. I am a great boss. Total drama review, quandary break, and a bit of unpopular opinions. That's at least 5 positive videos there. Now it's your turn, John. Name 5 positive videos that you love from me that I made in 2022. I made the exact same mistake as Marcy Wu from Amphibia.
I just need to...
Now look what you've made me do.
The editing is not that important. The writing is. Well, actually, the editing is extremely important. It really is. But the writing is more important. I don't blame people for not knowing a lot about me and thinking that I'm a terrible person, because that is what gets the views. Drama. Drama is extremely pointless. I said it before and I'll say it again. It's called pointless drama. What people don't get is that I do other kinds of videos on my channel, but they just don't get the views. I have a rule about my takes. If they are 2022 and onwards, they are fair game. But anything 2021 and prior is not allowed. That is my rule. Because 2021 and prior, I wasn't really good at editing or reviewing. Seriously, people, if the drawing in question is not based off a real person, then it is not a crime. That's why Big Mouth is allowed to exist. If you Google or YouTube search my name, Stargiant Productions, you don't get my videos. You get videos from trolls shit-talking me with them not even having 100 subscribers. Yet often their videos that shit-talk me get more views than my current videos. I'm at over 74,000 subscribers. And often these channels don't even have 1,000 subscribers. Say that I'm like the real-life Starlight Glimmer. Because the Starlight Glimmer in real life would have their older brother assault you because you were trying to get your old yearbook that had a real-life dead friend. If it happened to me in 2022, I probably would have rage rant about other things, like how the editor that replaced me has a creepy diaper fetish. I am not trying to kink shame. Whatever Code does in his free time is not my business. I just don't like how this is the one that John says is better than me. My friend Crimson Mayhem was doxxed and had death threats sent to his mother. You're an asshole if you send death threats to people's parents, even towards my own mom. This is why I hate the cartoon community, by the way, because they're not a community in the slightest. Saying that their community is like saying that a group of pedophiles is a community, or the KKK being a community. That's why I feel like when enters video on me in the public. Oh, this Rebecca person did some awful shit to a couple of people years ago. Let's assume that Rebecca has been this garbage person for all 26 years of her life. None of that, what I just said, is a joke. This is how the internet treats me. Thundercats Roar had the Owl House credits at the end.
And honestly, every frame from this show looks like they wiped theirs with it.
Can you believe that this quote-unquote professional still hasn't seen a single episode of Amphibia or The Owl House yet? And he thinks he's gonna get over 300,000 subscribers at the end of this year. You can't judge what kind of person that I am until you know me. You can't say that you could edit better until you have my knowledge, my judgment, and my conditions. Side note, John claims that he's deleting any transphobic comments on me. Yeah, I found one easily.
I definitely prefer Rowan Atkinson over John Oliver.
That's Jeff Bennett doing the voice here. You're flat out wrong, John. Why did John never make a video on helping a charity? Or even a person/friend? Louis Orchard at least did that. I'm not saying that John is cheap or an asshole. It's just that I'm surprised that John never thought of doing any charity in his videos. I'm part of the Stargiant Productions community. That is the only community that I am in. Not the Giantess community, and especially not the cartoon community. Your sins should not be forgotten, Rebecca. No, they should. If enough time has passed, then it's best to move on from them, especially when they're minor or might not exist. At this rate, I have a hard time trusting humans. Here's how they can gain my trust. By every big YouTuber and social media person repeat time and time again that the internet does not have a minimum wage law and that Google can pay you for your YouTube channel 1 cent per hour and that is 100% acceptable. The fact that no one has ever said this once makes me extremely angry more than anything else.
I gave them what we agreed upon, which was whatever they thought was good. I gave them a reached upon agreement. Every single person I've ever contacted with was like that. And most of my editors have liked me for that. It's kind of interesting to me that people have wasted their lives re-uploading the original abuse video while making my OC look evil or also putting me in a clown dress. The truth is asking the right person. Who cares if John calls himself a professional? I call myself his best editor ever. So we both fucked up. One of the reasons I did call myself the best editor ever wasn't just for the fact that I love my own videos the most compared to the other editors. It was also for the fact that I had the highest number of subscribers compared to the other editors, which is still true to this day. Me being at almost 75,000, while the second highest, Crimson Mayhem, isn't even at 7,000. And yes, it is stupid to measure in that metric, but still, that's how I was back then.